People may choose to install in-wall or in-ceiling speakers in any variety of applications where there's just not the room to do a system requiring a lot of space. So the practical solution is, of course, to go in the wall, on the wall, or in the ceiling. The question that we try to answer is how can we do it in a Martin Logan way and provide that token sound that people have come to expect.
We've voiced our in-wall and in-ceiling architectural speakers to sound very much like the standard ESL or our Motion lineup. So even though they are in a different environment, they integrate quite well with the other Motion products and ESL products. So you can mix and match, use them as your left and right mains, or use them as your surround effects speakers as well. Most companies don't focus so much on testing in-ceiling products in their intended use. We've gone through extra effort on our part to make sure that we test all of our in-ceilings actually in the ceiling, so we find out how the speaker reacts in different locations throughout the room and make sure we have the best sound possible.
So the thinking behind the design of the Stealth series is, as the name implies, these are invisible speakers that give you a very large sound. We put all the strength into an aluminum chassis that everything rides in, and then we also incorporated a 1-inch thick MDF baffle, also very, very strong and very rigid. And this carries all the drivers. So then at the end we cover up all the driver hardware and all the mounting hardware with the trim baffle, and this creates a very minimal, sleek look with the grill off. The grill is as thin as we could get it to hide its presence in your room, only about 2.5 millimeters protruding from your wall, and it's paintable so it can really disappear into the wall or ceiling.
We've brought in the Folded Motion XT driver. We've used a lot more polyester and polypropylene caps and higher gauge air core inductors.
The Stealth series in-wall speakers are designed to be used as left, rights, or center channels. The tweeter can be rotated to be used with either the vertical or horizontal orientation without the use of tools. This makes them very installer friendly.
Probably one of the biggest innovations that we've brought to the in-wall and in-ceiling market is what we call a constant control mounting lock system. The mounting locks that hold the speaker to the back of the drywall are housed within a chassis, and as they're activated, they swing out, move themselves into position, and then lock into the drywall. Should you ever have to reverse it out, the mounting locks actually feed themselves back, swing out of the way, and then lock themselves into the chassis.
The Vanquish is kind of a special case in the world of installer speakers that has an 8-inch woofer, two 3.5-inch mids, and the Folded Motion XT driver, which gives it a very large sound for an in-ceiling speaker. Trying to fit all those drivers into such a small area between the two ceiling joists of a house took a lot of effort, but it came out just looking amazing, and it's really a shame we're hiding it under a grill.
One thing special that we've added to the Vanquish model is a left and a right switch. This allows us to focus the sound more towards the listening position depending on which side of the room it's being used at. You'll just look for the left or right switch, switch it to the appropriate setting, and it'll focus the sound towards the listening position.
We really push the engineers to see how far they can push the technology that they have to work with. They've created some of the most exacting in-wall or in-ceiling speakers I've ever had the pleasure of hearing. The presence of these speakers is going to be notable. All the highs and mids will be richly detailed with pinpoint imaging. It's the level of realism people have come to expect from Martin Logan, to bring the consumer into the performance itself and basically forget about the speakers, forget about the electronics, and just disappear into the music.